now we're going to get into the things that we have to do to run retargeting ads. And the very first thing we need to do is create a retargeting audience. All right. First we do that, then we create the ad. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get out of my presentation. I'm going to go over to the Power Editor here, and I'm going to go up and, or my dashboard, I mean, and I'm going to go to, where are we at here? Audiences. Boom. Leave page. Okay. So here I am in audiences. All right. So right now, what I want to do is I want to hit create audience, custom audience. Boom. So this allows us to create a specific audience. And when you're running retargeting, you're not really split testing because you don't have to, you know, because you're just retargeting people that did a certain thing. So this gives you several sort of options. And this is really cool. And they add new stuff all the time. Like they just added this engagement thing, which I think is awesome. They added that like 6 months ago. If you choose customer file, you can just upload everybody on your email list. And now you have this custom audience of people who are on your email list. And from that, you can attach that to any ad that you want to run that you only want people on your email list to see. You can also do website traffic. This is where you would do this stuff like people that visited this certain page or didn't visit that certain page or whatever. I've never used the app activity because I don't do anything with apps or games. So I'm not going to even talk about that because I don't know shit about it because I don't do apps. So, but I'm sure that's very useful for those of you that do. You'll have to figure that one out on your own. I don't get into that. And then there's engagement on Facebook. The cool thing about this is Facebook actually, when you run video ads, they automatically make some custom audiences for you based on your video ad, which you can see over here. Like I just ran a video ad, so they did video engagement, and they like, you know, I believe this is like 25, 50, whatever. So they actually automatically create that. But if you click on this, you can just choose a video, and I believe you can choose one that is not even an ad you ran. And you can choose, like if I hit video, and like I can say, okay, people who viewed at least 50% of my video, and then I can choose the video that I want to, you know, so I can choose the page. So Dan Henry, okay, I want to target people that, actually, I think I'm going to create this audience because I actually ran a cold ad with this Vader thing. I believe I ran this just so I could show you guys actually. So I'm going to create my how to create captivating headlines video. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to hit confirm. Okay. So people who watched at least 50% of this video, and you can also change it here. So I'm going to say, you know, 50%. I believe you can also include, so like also 75, also 95. Okay, so now I'm gonna call this, and I'm just gonna call this watched Vader video. Now, like, let's say I wanted to run an ad and I was like, hey, remember that Vader video I did? Well, get this other free thing, you know, watched Vader video. So I'm gonna hit save. Boom. Okay, so now I created this. I just started running this ad, so I'm not sure. Okay, so when you create a new audience, a custom audience, usually, no matter what, it's going to say audience too small because it takes like a half an hour for it to go. So I'll check back in like a half an hour and I'll see how many people actually watched it to 50 or more %. But like, for instance, this one, I have over 1,000 people that watched this video. Okay, so that's how you would create like a video custom audience. But let's go ahead and hit this again, and we're going to go to website traffic. All right, so this is really, really cool. So let's say I want to target people that did the webinar, all right, that signed up for a webinar and visited the registration page. So let's say that, okay, so what I want to do is you could also do different type of stuff like, anyone that visited your website, whatever, but I'm going to click this. I'm going to put people who visit specific web pages. So I'm going to click that. I always like to leave URL contains instead of URL equals, simply because sometimes this messes up. Like you add a slash and there's not a slash, whatever. So I leave it on URL contains. So now for this one, I might go like, let's just say for a moment that the thank you page of whatever webinar I'm running is http ianhenry.org/webinar. And say that is the address of the thank you page for a webinar I'm running. So there it is. And then I would just name it. I say registered for blue widget webinar, and then I hit create, and it creates the audience. End of story. And then when I go to run an ad, I can select this audience, and it only shows the ad to these people. So let's look at something a little bit more advanced. People visiting specific web pages, but not others. So let's say I want to target people that signed up for my webinar but didn't attend the webinar. So we'll say like http Dan Henry, and these are fake URLs. I'm just showing you as an example. .org/live webinar. Let's say it's a day or two after the webinar. Okay. And let's say 100 people showed up, or 100 people registered for the webinar. They visited this confirmation page, which means they registered. And 50 people showed up. Well, let's say I want to run an ad to the other 50 people, and I want to be like, hey, I see you missed the webinar. Here, you can watch the replay here. So I include people that visited and the confirm page and signed up, but I exclude people that visited the live webinar page. And remember, you got to have your pixel, your Facebook pixel on all of these. As long as your Facebook pixel is installed on all these pages, this will work. If it's not, then it won't work. So they visited this page, which means they signed up for the webinar, but they did not visit this page, which means they did not watch it. Because if they watched it, they would have been on this page. So now I would call this registered but did not see webinar. Okay, and then I hit create. There's that audience. All right. Same thing. Let's say it's http domain.com/checkout. So they visited the checkout page, but they didn't visit http domain.com/thank you. So they visited your checkout page, but they did not visit the thank you page, which means they did not complete their order. So this one you can call checkout but did not complete order. So then you would just attach this audience to an ad for, hey, I see you didn't check out, get this special discount. So this is how you would do this, guys. And you can mix and match. You can just do people who visit a page, or you could do people who haven't visited in a certain amount of time. There's a lot of different options. And again, Facebook adds new features all the time. I mean, you're going to probably, if you take this course a year after I've actually recorded this video, you might see new features they've added, and that's great. As long you can use the same principles with your funnels and all that to take advantage of these new features. And I'll cover the new features probably in office hours and stuff like that. But this is how you would create a variety of different custom audiences. So next, I'm going to show you how to actually use these custom audiences.